friends, my name is Sheila Hall, and I am a natural health practitioner, an herbalist, and a yoga and fitness instructor. And I am doing a 30-day black tent challenge. And basically, black tent is came from the idea, if you ever read the book called The Red Tent. And the whole idea is, if the Bible was written by women, what would it sound like? But it gives you the idea of when women gathered in what they called the red tent. And they will gather in this red tent to use it to commensurate with each other, to get ideas, to share each other's feelings on what's going on in their life, to talk about their femininity, their womanhood, their menstrual cycle. They gave birth in those places, and even death happened in those places. So it was a place that only women got together to do things that women do. So I came up with the idea of the black tent. And the reason for that is because all of my life, I never had that womanhood society. I never was able to join any groups because I always worked when I was younger, so I never had time. I never had like the bond, that sisterhood bond. I never was around a lot of females. I mostly grew up around a lot of males, and so I never got those secrets that women just talk about that makes women women. The secrets about life in general, marriage, relationships, even having babies. I've never experienced that part of being a woman. How to even just take care of yourself being a woman. How to take care of others being a woman. How to take care of your partner, your spouse, being a woman. I never had that. So now that I'm in my later ages and I am going through certain situations in my life, and I thought, I know there's more women out there that had the same experience that I have with not having womanhood, not having that support of your sisters to guide you and give you words of wisdom. So that's what made me think about the black tent. And black means the hidden. The things that we have hidden all of our lives, that we might have been too ashamed of to talk to anyone about, or we just don't know what that real answer is. And we just don't talk about it. Today, our society, we don't commensurate around in the kitchen and cook and talk about women things like we used to. Everybody's so focused in fast pace in technology, heads buried in a cell phone. So I just want to take a little time just to pull that out a bit and ask you to join me, and let's just have some girl talk about issues that affect us as women, especially women 40 and over, because this is a cycle where our bodies change. This is a cycle that I have found that women don't talk about. There's certain things that go on in our bodies that we don't understand, and all of that can lead to a darkness, a hiddenness, a depression, and stress. So this is the idea of the black tent, and I hope to share with you some nuggets. So basically, I have a deep desire for womanhood, love, a place where I could gain support for my dreams and my goals. I long to know the secrets that other women knew when I was younger, the secrets that makes them special and different from me, so I could learn how to strengthen my own perspectives of myself. As I became older and started experiencing the role of womanhood, I found myself always trying to figure it out. From self-love to becoming a role model, I found that I struggled. Now, I know I struggled because I didn't know a lot of secrets that were transferred from woman to woman. Being a child who had to grow up at the age of 5 and be a woman at the age of 5. So I missed all those parts in between of learning those little secrets of what it really meant to be a woman. I missed out on what it meant to be a girl who grows up into a woman and learn the wisdom that I can teach other women. It may not seem relevant to most on how important that these lessons are if you had the growing ups and teachings or of the personal, intimate spirit of women, about what makes us so unique, spoken to you in public conversation. You might have had sisters or family and you guys commensurate with each other, but I never had that. So to me, it's always was the hidden secrets that was discussed that I didn't know. I always wondered what makes a woman automatically love herself. I mean, what was that love? I never had that self-love. I never felt intimate with myself. This is what is going to be going on behind the black tent. I am going to share with you some intimate, spiritual, and self-reflecting nuggets, just little golden nuggets every now, here and there, that you might not have thought about or even known about on why God made us the way He did. In Psalm 35:10, it says, in the Amplified version, it says, "All my bones will say, Lord, who is like you? Who rescues the afflicted from who is too strong for him to resist alone, and the afflicted and the needy from him who robs him." In the Message version, it says, "But let me run loose and free," celebrating God's great work, every bone in my body laughing, singing, "God, there's no one like you. You put the down and out on their feet and protect the unprotected from bullies." Reading that makes me think of movement, how movement makes us strong. So it gave me the idea of day number one, first nugget, osteoporosis. As a woman 40 and over, this is a word that you really need to focus on: osteoporosis. Osteoporosis is, of course, the loss of bone. So maintaining bones is what makes us move. Our bones help us move. Our bones keep our framework up. Bone is a living tissue. A living tissue. I know it's kind of hard to think about bone being living, but bone is a living tissue and is constantly being absorbed and replaced. So according to the Mayo Clinic, it says osteoporosis occurs when the creation of new bone doesn't keep up with the removal of old bone. Remember, it's living tissue. So it's constantly being replaced, but as we get older, that speed slows down and it doesn't be replaced as fast as it used to be. So it makes our bone brittle. So over time, the bone becomes dense, and so even though this affects men, it also affects women, especially post-menopausal women and beyond. They are at the highest risk. So meaning it's time to start with your resistance training. It's time to start with the heavy lifting. Ladies, it's time to start. If you haven't started now, it's time to start. It's time to start focusing on your diet. It's time to start focusing on your dietary supplements, on your exercise, especially your weight-bearing exercises. Cardio is cool, but cardio is for the heart. Cardio is for the heart and the lungs. You need to start getting some heavy lifting involved in your routine. And especially the weight bearing exercise, and especially, lifting heavy weights, because lifting heavy weights and weight bearing exercises either slows down or stops bone density neglect. It helps with the loss of bone density, and it helps you build stronger bones. So I know when we think about lifting weights, we automatically think about muscle. We forget about the bones that are involved. So, number one tip for today, day number one, osteoporosis. Let's get ready to lift the heavy stuff. And all the rest of this week, I'm going to show you what you can do to start lifting the heavy stuff. Peace out.